The Grand Assembly Chamber of the Stellar Accord floated at the core of Meridian Nexus, a massive artificial station anchored in unclaimed space. Representatives from 47 sentient civilizations gathered here to negotiate trade routes, territorial disputes, and, on rare occasions, the survival of entire species. The chamber itself was a marvel of adaptation. Liquid-filled habitats shimmered for aquatic delegates. Superheated alcoves glowed for reptilian species. Sealed atmospheric bubbles accommodated beings who breathed vapor, radiation, or light itself. On this cycle, tension pressed heavily through every environment. The matter before the council was simple in phrasing and devastating in consequence. The Varesh Imperium had formally requested authorization for what it termed a preventive safeguard against humanity. Supreme Arbiter Thal struck the dais, his ancient voice carried flawlessly through the translation lattice. The Varesh Imperium may present its claim. Envoy Rexus rose from the heated quadrant. Towering nearly 3 meters tall, his scaled form radiated confidence forged through centuries of conquest. His amber eyes swept the chamber with barely concealed contempt. Esteemed delegates, he began smoothly. The species known as humanity has expanded beyond its origin world in less than 100 cycles. 12 colonies. Rapid population growth. Technological acceleration without historical precedent. He paused, allowing the weight of his words to settle. If left unchecked, humanity will destabilize galactic equilibrium. We therefore propose a limited military operation, not conquest, but containment. Boundaries must be enforced before restraint becomes impossible. Murmurs rippled through the chamber. The Imperium's reputation was infamous. 16 civilizations had disappeared into its dominion. None had emerged intact. The Arbiter gestured calmly. Earth's representatives may respond. Ambassador Mara Ellison stood. By galactic standards, she was unremarkable. No armor. No biological enhancements. A midnight blue uniform. Silver-threaded hair tied neatly back. Yet when she offered a faint, polite smile, unease stirred among nearby delegates. It is true, she said evenly, that humanity has settled 12 worlds. We are young, ambitious, and hopeful. We trade with 17 member species. We comply with every accord regulation. We seek coexistence, not conflict. Rexus dismissed her with a sharp gesture. Holographic projections burst into the air, human military statistics. 200 warships. 2 million ground forces. Modest orbital defenses, he recited. The Imperium commands 3,000 warships and 50 million soldiers. The outcome of conflict is self-evident. We offer control, not annihilation. Mara studied the display without alarm. The figures are accurate, she said. Humanity is, by comparison, a minor power. All we ask is peace. But if attacked, we will defend ourselves. She sat. No threats. No pleas. Hours later, the ruling came. The accord would neither support nor oppose the Imperium. Non-interference. Envoy Rexus inclined his head, satisfied. Earth's final statement was brief. This abstention marks the abandonment of a peaceful species, Mara Ellison said. I hope you remember today. She turned and left. No one noticed she did not return to her diplomatic vessel. Instead, she descended deep into Meridian Nexus, into a fortified communications vault buried beneath layers of shielding and nullspace dampeners. There, she transmitted a single encrypted burst toward Earth. 2 words. Wake them. Far from the council chamber, beneath kilometers of ice on Europa, ancient systems stirred. Lights flickered on in chambers sealed for decades. Reactors hummed to life. Dust-coated consoles blinked awake. An immense blast door began to grind open. Beyond it waited warships. Not hundreds. Not thousands. Europa was only one node. Across human space, the awakening spread. Asteroids split apart, shedding rocky shells to reveal colossal carriers hidden within. Stations embedded deep inside gas giants released dread platforms engineered to withstand impossible pressure. In the silent void between stars, ghost fleets emerged, ships that had drifted inert for decades, crews cycling through cryogenic sleep, waiting for a signal many believed would never come. They were awake now. On Earth, far beneath ancient mountain ranges, Fleet Marshal Naomi Xiao watched dormant formations come fully online. Nearing 90, her mind remained razor-sharp, the same mind that had conceived the dormant Armada doctrine decades earlier. History had taught her a single lesson. Strength invited fear. Fear bred alliances. Alliances struck first. So humanity had chosen a different strategy. Appear weak. Grow strong in silence. The galaxy believed humanity possessed 200 warships. The true number exceeded 16,000. Xiao allowed herself a thin smile. The Varesh Imperium had no idea what it had unleashed. The first shock struck the Sulu Belt, where mining hubs cracked open to reveal warships larger than cities. From Jupiter's depths rose dread platforms no known weapon could easily breach. From the Kipper Reach came hunter fleets that had waited frozen and motionless for 40 years. Then came Xios. A quiet Imperium world. No alarms. No warning. Human transports filled the sky. The planetary commander was given 6 hours to decide. He chose surrender. Across Imperium territory, the pattern repeated. Human fleets bypassed fortress worlds, severed supply lines, and dismantled shipyards with surgical precision. Armadas vanished in weeks. Communications collapsed. Strategic reserves evaporated. Captured and imprisoned, Imperium strategist Karvok stared at the reports in disbelief. "How did we never see you?" he demanded of the human guard. "We didn't move," the soldier replied calmly. "No thrust. No emissions. Just hulls drifting in the dark. Waiting. Waiting, for decades." Emergency sessions consumed the council chamber. Within 3 weeks, over 80% of the Imperium's military capability was gone. Then Mara Ellison returned to the dais. The Arbiter's voice trembled. Humanity concealed vast military power for generations. Why? Mara activated a holographic timeline. "We studied history," she said. "Young powers that revealed strength were destroyed. Weak ones were enslaved. There was no safe path. So you chose deception," a delegate hissed. "We chose survival." She met their gaze steadily. "We possess the power to erase the Imperium completely. We will not." Gasps rippled through the chamber. "Our terms are simple. Total disarmament. Reparations without societal collapse. Formal acknowledgement of unprovoked aggression. In return, we withdraw. No occupation," she continued. "No extermination." The Imperium envoy stared. "Why show mercy?" "Because we remember being conquered," Mara said softly. "And we refuse to become what we fear." 6 days later, the Council approved humanity's terms. The Imperium agreed. Human fleets dismantled military infrastructure, and nothing more. Cities stood untouched. Civilians were unharmed. Across the galaxy, something fundamental shifted. Weapons programs quietly scaled back. Trade with Earth tripled. Human culture spread not through domination, but choice. Former enemies watched humans rebuild worlds they could have erased. Children grew up asking why the conquerors had helped instead of ruling. When a newly spacefaring species appeared before the Stellar Accord and asked about Terrans, a former Imperium envoy answered. "They smile," he said. "They trade. They seem harmless." Then his voice hardened. "I believe that too. My empire burned because of it." He met the young envoy's gaze. Be their allies, he warned. And never give them a reason to stop holding back. The galaxy had finally learned the truth. Humanity had never been weak. It had been waiting.